Hello everyone, Juxtaposition here. Today's video will be entitled Edmund Pat Brown, Loquacious Lark. Of course, I'm referring to the former governor of California, Edmund Pat Brown. Edmund G. Brown. And when I say governor of California, of course I mean fake governor of California. Anyway, Edmund Gerald Pat Brown was born April 21st, 1905. Okay? He eventually became a lawyer after skipping university and college. He went from high school to law school. His first elected office was district attorney for the city of San Francisco, where he was born in the city of San Francisco. That is military intelligence San Francisco for my new viewers, right? I call it CIA, City by the Bay. But before that, it was always military intelligence going back to 1776 when the Spanish built the Presidio Army Base in the northwest corner of the military-controlled city of San Francisco, Presidio. Anyway, Edmund Brown went from District Attorney of San Francisco and then became the Attorney General for the state of California in 1950, right? So that makes him about 45 years old. This is the same career path that Kamala Harris, the sugar baby for Willie Brown, followed. It's the same cookie-cut pattern. You know, our cackling cacophony of chaos vice president, Kamala Harris, she followed the Edmund Gerald Pat Brown career path to a T. Anyway, born in San Francisco, Pat Brown had an early interest in speaking and politics. That's why I call him a loquacious lark, which is a ground-based songbird. Loquacious means he won't shut up. He skipped college instead to earn an LLB law degree in 1927 from the San Francisco Law School, which is a private operation. Anyway, he delivered supposedly a tax increase legislation, California Master Plan of Higher Education, which of course I'll call indoctrination. Anytime the state is involved with education, applied linguistics stipulates that the word means indoctrination of fake beliefs. The California State Water Project was a major and highly complex achievement of the Pat Brown political career, allegedly. You should know that Pat Brown became the governor, the fake governor of California. Let's see, when was that? 1959 through January 2nd, 1967, which put him squarely in the crosshairs for the peace riots in Berkeley, which he participated in. The peace riots, which were a clandestine controlled event, of course. He also was the governor of California during the so-called Watts riots down in Los Angeles. So he presided over the 1960s Berkeley protests, which of course Ronald Reagan, also participated in that because they continued really from 1965 until the present time, except the kids don't, they're all mandated to get their jabs, so they get in line at Cal Berkeley these days. They don't protest anything. They don't protest anything. Used to protest the mandatory conscription draft program, but they don't protest mandatory jabs. Anyway, Edmund Pat Brown lost his 1966 gubernatorial election bid for re-election to a third term to Ronald Reagan, who was the president of the Screen Actors Guild, you may remember, for 6.5 terms. Ronald Reagan, a professional actor. Now, this is very important, people, because Edmund Brown is an actor too. He's just an amateur actor. He's acting. He is a tough-talking chicken hawk. And by chicken hawk, I mean coward, okay? Means a person who's never actually faced up to the business end of an M7 bayonet or the working end of an AK-47 assault rifle. No. Edmund Brown never served in military. He has no war duty. He has no military duty. Nor does Ronald Reagan. Even though Ronald Reagan was part of the United States Army Airborne, he was assigned to Culver City to produce propaganda films. Exactly in the same way, John Wayne, another chicken hawk who never served in a wartime situation, yet really acted like a tough guy on Hollywood films. John Wayne, coward. Ronald Reagan, coward. Edmund G. Brown, coward. Chicken hawks, talk toughers. They want you to go to war. They want you to take a bullet. They want you to face an M7 bayonet. They don't want to do it. Hell no. They're chicken hawks. Let me read you a quote. In 1966, we had what was then called the Hunters Point uprising of the black people, the colored people. That area has been renamed the Bayview District of San Francisco. It is 7 miles from the United States Army Presidio base. 7 miles away was where they worked on ships at Hunters Point. It is now known as Bayview. It's where Candlestick Park was located, which was the site of the last live concert by the Tavistock Institute Beatles. They performed last live in front of an audience at Candlestick Park in the Bayview district of Hunters Point. Anyway, there was this orchestrated uprising of the colored people in Hunters Point, Bayview district in 1966. In the fall, around September 28th, Edmund Brown instituted a curfew, which was to last between midnight and 6 a.m. in the morning. If you were seen walking around the Bayview district between midnight and 6 a.m., you would be arrested by the militarized police department. Police were mobilized in San Francisco, the greatest mobilization in San Francisco since the end of World War II. Here's a quote of Edmund Pat Brown on September 28, 1966. "We cannot have revolution in this country, despite the fact that our country was founded in a revolution, you moron." Anyway, this is what Governor Pat Brown said. "We cannot have revolution in this country, and I can assure the people of my state that I will do everything within my power to see that the law and order is observed and the rights of person and property are carefully protected. And I'll tell you this, we're going to meet force with force." It's pretty tough talk for a coward. Governor Pat Brown, I don't even think he knows how to attach the M7 bayonet to the M16 rifle. And this knucklehead is going to meet force with force. What a cowardly thing to say. And by the way, for any of you out there who knows what a hero is, a hero doesn't telegraph their moves. They don't go out and say, "I'm going to go punch you in the nose." They just do it, okay? They don't go by words, they go by actions. I remember a quote of a military intelligence officer once told me, "What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear you." In other words, I don't care what you say. I only care what you do. That's military intelligence talking. Yeah. So Pat Brown, he's all about the words and applied linguistics, but he is not going to meet anybody's force with anyone's force. He's going to get bitch slapped by Will Smith if he's not careful. Anyway, I just wanted to give you that example, that this guy is a coward. Edmund Patrick Brown is a chicken hawk, fake governor of California, who was replaced by Ronald Reagan, another chicken hawk who had no war experience. And the difference between Ronald Reagan and Pat Brown is that Ronald Reagan had professional acting lessons. All right. Now there's another quotation in the election for governor in 1966. Ronald Reagan criticized Pat Brown for not being tough on the Hunters Point uprising because he said he didn't learn the lesson from Watts. And Edmund Brown responded with a remark that he didn't want to dignify the discussion by getting into a debate with that actor, referring to Ronald Reagan as just a Hollywood actor, which he was. He was also the president of the Actors Guild, which is a surveillance organization. And I agree. There's no reason to get into a sissy match bitch slap with Ronald Reagan. But anyway, Ronald Reagan did win the election and became the governor of fake California. So I just want you to know that after Edmund Brown left office, of course, we had Governor Moonbeam Jerry Brown, his son, and we had his daughter, Kathleen Brown, who became California State Treasurer. And if you just look at the Wikipedia pages for these people, Jerry Brown, aka Governor Moonbeam, another chicken hawk who never served in the military and has no personal warfare experience, he attended Santa Clara Jesuit University in Silicon Valley. He then went to University of California Systems, Berkeley, where he received his BA. So he transferred from Santa Clara Jesuits to UC Berkeley, where he graduated. He then went on to Yale University for his law degree. That's where Alan Dershowitz graduated, Yale University Law School. That's a disgrace. That's a disgrace for Yale University. It's a disgrace that Jerry Brown graduated from Yale University Law School. It's a disgrace that Ron DeSantis attended Yale University. It's a disgrace that Ron DeSantis attended Harvard Law School. Right? You betcha. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you is that if you just look at their backgrounds, you'll see how phony and fake they are. Let's look at Kathleen Brown, the younger sister. There are 4 Edmund Pat Brown children, right? So Kathleen Brown attended Stanford University, where she got a Bachelor of Arts degree. That's where Elizabeth Holmes went, Stanford University, who's going to 11 years of federal prison for Theranos, despite the fact that Henry Kissinger was her supervisor and paid $750,000 a year to babysit her at Theranos, and he's not arrested, arraigned, indicted, charged. And they're sending a Stanford University alum, Elizabeth Holmes, to federal prison. And then she went to Fordham University in the Bronx to get her law degree, her JD, from Fordham University in the Bronx, New York. This is Kathleen Brown. And she went on to become the treasurer of the state of California. Okay? After defeating the Compton city treasurer, Wesley Sanders. Compton was involved in a huge bribery scandal, right? Of course, all city councils are involved with bribery scandals. More disturbing about Kathleen Brown is after she divorces her first husband, she goes on to marry Von Gordon Sauter, spelled Sauter. He is a television executive who was the president of CBS News and the president of Fox News. Von Gordon Sauter. Well, we do know that CBS, Evil Masonic Eye, only produces fake news. And we know that Fox News is fake news. And we know that Columbia Records is fake social engineered music. And we know Kathleen Brown is now married to fake news executive Von Gordon Sauter. And they have 5 grown children. They had a dog named Sutter, which they gave to their older brother Jerry, and became Jerry's dog. I saw him walking the dog when he was mayor of Oakland, walking around Lake Merritt with Sutter the dog. Oh yeah. What I'm telling you is that Edmund Pat Brown is fake and fraudulent. Jerry Moonbeam Brown, fake mayor of Oakland, fake governor of California. He's fake and phony. He was more real when he was living with Linda Ronstadt on Lookout Mountain Road atop Laurel Canyon. But he's fake and phony, and he's completely owned and controlled by Hollywood CIA. And so is Kathleen Brown, who is married to a former executive of CBS and Fox. News divisions. And you know that they only report fake news, right? They didn't get the My Lai massacre story correct. They got the Sharon Tate murder completely wrong. They don't get anything right. They got the Robert Kennedy assassination wrong. They get everything wrong. Also, Kathleen Brown is associated with private banking for Bank of America, 1995 to 2000. And also, she was involved with Goldman & Sachs from 2001 to 2010. That's 9 years of Goldman & Sachs Jewish banking. And I think that creates a conflict of interest for Kathleen Brown on anything to do with public safety or democracy. She's a member of the board of directors of Sempra Energy, which owns Southern California Gas Company, which is also responsible for the Alicio Canyon gas leak in Santa Susana Pass. That's where the George Spahn Ranch is, and the Iverson Ranch and the Corriganville Ranch is. They polluted some land there. No harm, no foul, right? Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you folks is that all our politicians are fake and phony, okay? Whether they're Democrat, Republican, or Libertarian. Ron Paul is phony and fake. Rand Paul is phony and fake. Ron DeSantis is phony and fake. Phony and fake. Office of Navy Intelligence Prisoner Dilemma Game Guantanamo Bay fake. And the universities in play here are Stanford, Yale, University of California systems. Berkeley appears often. So does UCLA. What I'm telling you is that these people are constructs, they're synthetic, they're not real, they have no authority. It doesn't make any difference what comes out of their pie holes. They have no authority, they're never going to follow through on anything. We're under maritime law, we're run by a banking, military intelligence authority, and these are just clowns on a stage, on a Shakespearean stage. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a steroid beauty pageant winner. Why would you take him seriously? He's a chicken hawk. He has no experience. He does all of his tough talking in Hollywood films, produced and distributed by Jewish puppet masters. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is fake and phony. Gavin Newsom is fake and phony. Dianne Feinstein, Goldman Feinstein, she's fake and phony. Nancy Pelosi's fake and phony. She took over from Barbara Boxer, a Jewish girl from New York who came to be a congressperson from California, Millbrae, Marin County. Fake and phony. George Moscone was fake and phony. Harvey Milk was fake and phony. Leo Ryan, fake and phony mayor, the mayor of South San Francisco, before he became a United States congressperson, killed at the People's Temple Agricultural Project in British Guiana in South America. They're all controlled, and some are sacrificed, and some, unfortunately, we have to listen drone on, like loquacious larks. Cackling cacophony of chaos. I wouldn't vote for any of these people. They're fake and fraudulent. They are not going to save you. You cannot vote your way out of a war, people. All right? Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye-bye.